Dzień dobry Państwu, witam na zwyczajnym walnym
Welcome, ladies
zgromadzeniu
and gentlemen. This
grupy
is
CD
an
Projekt.
ordinary general
dzisiejszym
meeting of
walnym
shareholders
będziemy
of CD
podsumowywali
Projekt, and
rok
today we are going to
2019
make a
oraz
summary
będziemy
of
głosowali
2019, and we are going to
uchwały
vote
związane z kolejnym
the
programem
resolutions connected
motywacyjnym i
to the
drobną
next
korektę programu,
incentive
który
program
już
and a
zaliczyliśmy.
slightly adjustment
Razem
of
ze
the
mną w
program we
prezydium jest
had already
przewodnicząca Rady
realized.
Nadzorczej
I have with me Katarzyna
Nielubowicz,
Schwarz, who is the
wiceprezes do
president
spraw
of the
finansowych
Supervisory
CFO.
Board, and Mr. Nielubowicz, who
oddaję
is
Ci głos.
CFO. So Kasia, I give you the floor now. Katarzyna Schwarz.
Dzień dobry Państwu.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am here by opening the general meeting of shareholders with the current report 8/2020, and I hereby, and this was also published through an announcement online on the same day. And the first item is election of the general meeting chairman. We will be voting in a secret ballot, and before we do that, before we start voting on the chairman of the meeting, let me first organize a test vote to check whether all the shareholders can vote, also those who are with us remotely and who are going to vote remotely. So can we now test the voting system?
Bardzo Państwa proszę o oddawanie głosów, to jest
Could you
głosowanie
please
testowe.
vote in a test vote? This is a test vote.
Głosowanie zostało zakończone.
I hereby close the vote. The vote is closed.
Bardzo serdecznie dziękuję.
Very much for having participated in the test. 59 million votes were cast. Unfortunately, I can't see the results, so I cannot read them out. Could I please ask you to screen the results again? So I understand that all the shares registered for today's GMS have been registered in the vote. Do we have all the shares from today's GMS? Yes, 14,500 shares, which amounts to 66% of the capital. So is this basically the same number that we have in terms of participating shares?
Tak, potwierdzam.
So I
Bardzo
hereby
serdecznie dziękuję. Tym
confirm
samym
that we
przechodzimy
have all
do
the
pierwszego
shares
punktu porządku
represented
obrad.
now.
To jest
First
wyboru
item
przewodniczącego
is
dzisiejszego
the
zgromadzenia.
selection of the
Głosowanie w tym
chairman of
przedmiocie będzie
today's
głosowaniem
GMS.
tajnym. Bardzo
This is
proszę o
going to be a
zgłoszenie
secret
kandydatów.
ballot. Do we have
Chciałem
a
zgłosić
candidate? I would
kandydaturę
like to propose
Katarzyny Schwarz,
Katarzyna
przewodniczącej.
Schwarz
Natomiast czy mogę
as
jeszcze
a
jeden
chairman.
komentarz, bo
Can I
zapomniałem
just
powiedzieć
make a
o czymś na
small
wstępie.
comment and a
Mamy
small
wyjątkową
introductory
sytuację
comment?
i
We
miejsce, w
have
którym
a
się
very
znajdujemy, to
exceptional
nie jest
place,
żadna
and the
nasza
place
sala
where we
konferencyjna,
are
tak jak
is
dotychczas,
not
to
a
jest
conference room.
miejsce mock-upowe.
This
My
is
tutaj
a
nagrywamy
mock-up studio.
ruch
This is
do
motion
naszych
capture
gier, stąd
studio.
ten
This is
dziwny
where we
wystrój.
record
I po raz
motion
pierwszy w
capture
walnym
for
można
our
też
games.
głosować
So for
elektronicznie,
the
także
first time you can
rozwijamy się
also
i
vote
otwieramy na
electronically.
nowe możliwości,
We
a
are
co do
opening
sal,
up
no to
to
zobaczymy, jak
add
będzie w
new
następnym walnym, to
possibilities,
będzie
and
zależało od sytuacji
in terms
na
of
tym.
conference rooms, we
I
will
wracam
see
do
about the
porządku
pandemic
i
situation,
zgłaszam kandydaturę
and
Katarzyny
I
Schwarz.
come back to item number 1, and I hereby propose Katarzyna Schwarz as a candidate. I accept to be a candidate. Are there other candidates? No, there aren't. So I hereby start the vote by secret ballot. Please vote now.
Serdecznie dziękuję. Za
Very
uchwałą
much
oddano 63
for
63,614,500
shares, 0 against, 0 abstaining votes. I have been selected chairman, thank you. And now let us confirm that today's general meeting was organized properly and is able to adopt resolutions. Now, during today's meeting, we have present or represented 587 shareholders representing 63,614,500 shares. I am now signing the list of attendance. If the shareholders would like to have a look at the list of attendance, this is going to be made available during the meeting, and after the meeting you can ask also for this list to be made available to you. Like I mentioned, today's meeting was convened through the report 8/2020 of June 2020, and also by a publication of an announcement on the same day on the site of the company, and therefore it has been convoked in a proper manner legally and is thus entitled to work on the agenda. Then we have an overview of the managerial reports, the company's financial statement, and the consolidated financial statement for 2019. I propose that we will vote the resolutions as they have been proposed by the draft agenda, in the draft agenda of the 26th of June 2020. So we will vote on the resolutions as they were proposed and published at that time. If you want to propose a draft resolution, which you are authorized to do, please do that before a vote, and also if one of the shareholders would like me to read the draft resolution, of course I will do that and I will read the whole resolution. The shareholders who participate in today's meeting via remote mode can communicate via a communicating device, a communicator, and we will be answering your questions. I already have someone requesting the list of attendance, and of course we will send you the list. So now the agenda, where we will vote on the resolution by show of hands. So please now vote on adopting the agenda of the general meeting. The result of the open vote, 63,614,500 votes were cast. All were in favor of adopting the agenda, and now we will be reviewing the consolidating financial statement, the financial statement, and the managerial report. Do we have is there something that the management board would like to say? Yes, just from us. 2019 was a very good year for us. We had 521 million revenue from sales. This is 34% more than last year. At the same time, the profit was 175 million, and the own capital was 1.1 billion, and still paying out a dividend of 100 million. So this was a very good year. The results were mainly built on a very good sale of Witcher 3, which we had published at the end of the year. for Nintendo Switch, and also a big thing is that we changed our approach to managing Gwent. Gwent was appeared on handheld devices and iOS, and we also worked on making the game available on phones with Android system, which happened at the beginning of this year. But in reality, last year for us was mainly work on Cyberpunk. The majority of our staff worked on the game itself, on preparing promotional campaigns, on publishing the game, and of course this didn't translate directly into sales, obviously, or results last year. It's going to be visible this year with the November premiere of the game. If you have questions to our report and our activities, we are open to answer them. Thank you. Thank you very much. If there are no more questions, we will be now voting resolution number 3 on adopting the financial reports of the company as proposed by the management board in the current report 9/2020-2606. This is an open ballot, so please cast your vote now.
Dziękuję uprzejmie. Oddano głos
Much 63,614,500 shares voted. We have all were so 63,419,758 were for, against 11,200, abstaining votes 183,542. The resolution has been adopted. Thank you very much. And now the next resolution on the consolidated financial statement of CD Projekt Group for 2019. The vote is open.
Bardzo dziękuję.
Thank you very much. 63,614,500 valid votes, for 63,419,758, against 11,200, abstaining votes 183,542. The resolution has been adopted. Thank you very much. Now, resolution number 5 on the management board report on CD Projekt Capital Group and CD Projekt SA activities for the period of 2019. The vote is open.
Bardzo dziękuję. Oddano
Very much.
63,614,500
valid votes for, 63,430,958, none against, abstaining 183,542. We have adopted the resolution. The next one is the next resolution about the net profit division obtained in 2018. The recommendation of the management board is that the net profit amounting to 172,825,677 should be fully transferred as the company's reserve capital. Do we have any other motions regarding this action? No. In that case, we are now voting on the resolution number 6 on the net profit allocation as proposed by the management board. The vote is open.
Bardzo dziękuję.
Very much. 63,614,500 valid votes. All the votes cast were for, against 0, abstaining votes 0. Resolution adopted. Thank you. Now, resolutions about discharges for the members of the board of the company. I will now read the names of the different people and their functions, and the vote will be a secret ballot in each case. The first resolution is about granting discharge to the President of the Management Board, Mr. Adam Kiciński, for the financial year 2019. And here I would like now to switch off the possibility of voting for Mr. Kiciński. The shares of Mr. Kiciński and his vote will participate in the vote because Mr. Kiciński has been instructed to vote as a plenipotentiary, so only the own shares of Mr. Kiciński will be excluded from the vote, but he will be able to vote because he has a proxy to vote on behalf of other people. Okay, I'm opening the vote now. This is secret ballot vote number 8. The vote is open.
Bardzo dziękuję. Oddano
A total of 60,292,111 valid votes were cast, 59,954,970 in favor, and against 153,607 votes, and abstentions 183,542 votes. So the resolution has been adopted. Thank you very much. Thank you. And congratulations. And we're now moving on to the next vote on the discharge to the Vice President of the Management Board, Mr. Marcin Iwiński, on account of the performance of his duties in the financial year 2019. And again, we shall exclude the votes of Mr. Marcin Iwiński. Please cast your votes now.
Bardzo dziękuję. Oddano
Very
ogółem
much. A total of 51,464,500 valid votes were cast, 51,127,351 in favour, 153,607 against, and abstentions 183,542 votes. So the resolution has been adopted. Thank you very much. And the next point is the discharge for the Vice President of the Management Board, Mr. Piotr Nielubowicz, for the financial year 2019. Please cast your votes now, and the votes of Piotr Nielubowicz are excluded in this ballot. Thank you.
Bardzo dziękuję. Ogółem oddano
Thank you very much. A total of 57,479,503 valid votes were cast, out of which 57,142,354 in favour, 153,607 against, and 183,542 abstentions. Thank you very much. The resolution has been adopted. And congratulations. Thank you. Moving on to the next resolution on the discharge to a member of the Management Board, Mr. Adam Badowski, for the financial year 2019. And here, the vote of Adam Badowski will be excluded. Please cast your votes now.
Bardzo dziękuję. Za uchwałą oddano
63,464,500 valid votes were cast, 63,127,351 in favour, 153,607 votes against, and 183,542 abstentions. The resolution has been adopted. Thank you very much. And we're moving on to the next resolution on granting discharge to a member of the Management Board, Michał Nowakowski, for the year 2019, and again, his votes will be excluded. Please cast your votes now.
Bardzo dziękuję. Ogółem oddano
Very much. A total of 63,576,850 valid votes were cast, including 63,239,701 in favor, 153,607 against, and 183,542 abstentions. The resolution has been adopted. Thank you very much. We're now moving on to the next discharge. A discharge to the member of the Management Board, Piotr Karwowski, for the financial year 2019. Please cast your votes now.
Bardzo dziękuję. Ogółem oddano 63 miliony.
A total of 63,614,500 valid votes were cast, including 63,277,351 in favor, 153,607 against, and 183,542 abstentions. So the resolution has been adopted. Thank you very much. And we're now moving on to the next discharge to a member of the Management Board, Mr. Oleg Klapowski, for the financial year 2019 from the 1st of January to the 23rd of May 2019. Please cast your votes now.
Bardzo dziękuję. Ogółem oddano 63
Thank you very
miliony.
much. A total of 63,614,500 valid votes were cast, including 63,277,346 in favor, 153,607 against, and 183,547 abstentions. The resolution has been adopted. Thank you very much. And we have hereby completed the discharge procedure for the members of the Management Board. We're now moving on to the discharge to members of the Supervisory Board. We're starting from resolution number 14 on granting discharge to the chairwoman of the Supervisory Board, Madam Katarzyna Szwarc, for the entire year 2019. Please cast your votes now. And here all the shares will be represented in this ballot.
Bardzo dziękuję.
Very much.
Głosowanie zostało zakończone.
We have completed the vote.
Oddano ogółem
A total of 63,614,500 valid votes were cast, including 63,013,546 in favour, 470,412 against, and 183,542 votes of abstentions. So the resolution has been adopted. Thank you very much for this discharge, and we'll now move on to the following resolution on granting discharge to the Deputy Chairman of the Supervisory Board, Mr. Piotr Pongowski, for the year 2019. Please cast your votes now.
Bardzo dziękuję. Ogółem oddano
Very much. A total of 63,614,500 valid votes were cast, including 63,277,351 in favour, 153,607 against, and 183,542 abstentions. Thank you very much. And we're now moving on. The resolution has been adopted, and we're moving on to the following resolution on granting discharge to a member of the Supervisory Board, Mr. Michał Pień, for the entire financial year 2019. Please cast your votes now.
Dziękuję. Ogółem oddano
A total of 63,614,500 valid votes were cast, including 63,277,346 in favour, 153,607 against, and 183,547 abstentions. The resolution has been adopted. Thank you very much. And we're now moving on to the discharge to a member of the Supervisory Board, Mr. Krzysztof Kilian, for the financial year 2019. Please cast your votes now.
Dziękuję bardzo. Ogółem oddano
Very much. A total of 63,614,500 valid votes were cast, including 63,277,346 in favour, 153,612 against,
Wstrzymało się
and 183,542 abstentions.
Bardzo dziękuję. Uchwała
Thank you
została
very much.
podjęta.
The resolution has been adopted,
Przechodzimy do
and
kolejnej
we're moving
uchwały
on
w sprawie
to
udzielenia
the following
absolutorium
resolution
panu
on
Maciejowi
granting
Niebowowi
discharge to Maciej
za rok
Nielubowicz
budżetowy 2019.
for the financial
Bardzo
year
proszę o oddanie
2019.
głosu.
Please cast your votes now.
Dziękuję bardzo. Ogółem oddano 63
Match a
miliony
total of
614
63,614,500 valid votes were cast, including 63,013,546 in favour, 417,412 against, and 183,542 abstentions. The resolution has been adopted. Thank you very much. And we have completed the discharge procedure to the members of the Supervisory Board, and we're now moving on to the next point on our agenda on the adoption of the remuneration policy for members of the Company Management Board and Supervisory Board, resolution number 14, as published in the current report 9/2020 of the 26th of June 2020. Please cast your votes now.
Głosowanie oczywiście będzie głosowaniem jawnym.
This is an open ballot.
Bardzo dziękuję. Ogółem oddano
Very much.
63
Total of 63,614,500 valid votes were cast, including 44,118,941 in favour, 19,488,576 against, and 6,983 abstentions.
Uchwała została podjęta.
The resolution has been adopted. Thank you very much.
Now going to the next items of the agenda, we are going to vote on resolutions about the incentive program, both in terms of the changes in the incentive program in the years 2016-2021, but also resolutions about implementing a new incentive program and other resolutions connected to this. So before we continue, I will give the floor to Mr. Adam Kiciński, President of the Board, who is going to say more. First of all, let me relate to the resolutions adjusting the program that is already over. The incentive program that is now finished, by its nature, included the possibility of settling the request of the company, part of the program in cash. It turned out, as we realized the program, that the fiscal regulation regulation changed, and we wanted to remove this cash element from the program because this is a fiscal risk for us. Another issue we want to do is to make it possible for the participant to purchase shares in a certain way, in the following way. First, giving them up to 10% of the entitlements through shares that we will repurchase, so that the entitled can then sell them on the market and pay for the rest of the program with that money. So both the sale and purchase of the shares will be can you help me, Piotr? I don't want to make mistakes in terminology, but without impacting the exchange, the price. So perhaps I give you the floor so as not to make mistakes in the technicalities. Yes, in terms of the purchase, we will be doing this as a company. We will be purchasing the shares, and according to the draft resolutions, we want to do it in a way where the brokerage company doesn't have more than 20% of the daily volume of transactions. This is even less than what the regulation requires, and the intent being to impact as little as possible the share price. Now, in terms of sales, every entitled person can decide on their own what they are going to do with the shares. The recommendation of the company will be the following: if you decide to sell, you should sell it through our brokers, and to keep it delicate so that the first and the second transaction doesn't impact the current market price of the share. But of course, you decide yourselves what to do with your shares that are included in the program. Do we have any questions? Do you have any questions to the management board? If there are no more questions, we are voting on resolution number 20, amending the provisions of the resolution instituting the incentive program covering the years 2016-2021 as published by the management board in the current report 9/2020 of the 26th of June 2020. Please cast your votes now. The vote is open. Thank you very much. 63,614,500 valid votes were cast. All were in favor. The resolution has been adopted. Thank you. And as a result, we are now going to resolution number 21 concerning empowering the management board to buy back company shares and to create a reserve capital to finance said buyback. Please cast your votes now. This is a resolution aiming obviously at implementing the aforementioned incentive program. The vote is open. Please vote now.
jeszcze trwa?
Vote is still open.
Czy są jakieś problemy techniczne?
Experiencing any technical problems?
Mam informację, że część akcjonariuszy nie wykonała
Informed
prawa
that
głosu.
some of the shareholders have not exercised their right to vote, so I will now close the vote.
Jeszcze może dam
I will perhaps
2
give you
minuty na
2 more
oddanie
minutes
prawa głosu,
to
jeżeli
attempt to exercise your right to
chcemy głos
vote,
oddać, a jeżeli
if you are really willing to. And if this is done on purpose, then I will close the vote in a second.
wszystkie głosy spłynęły?
Okay,
Wszystkie
do we
głosy
have
spłynęły?
all the votes? Yes, we do. So this was apparently some technical problem.
Bardzo dziękuję.
Thank you
Ogółem
very
ochrona
much. In
63
total, we have 63,614,500 votes cast, for 63,575,726 against 38,774, no abstaining votes, and hereby the resolution has been adopted. Thank you. We are now going to the next resolution about instituting the new incentive program. The conditions have been defined in resolution number 22, published in the current report number 9, 2020 of the 26th of June 2020. Adam, do you want to add something, or are we just voting? We are just voting. Okay, in that case, please cast your votes now.
Jeszcze bardzo przepraszam, jako
I'm sorry, but
uprawnione
we also have
na podstawie upoważnienia
someone entitled by as person entitled by proxy of the management board. I would like to complete the resolution by adding some elements that are missing.
i w tym zakresie w paragrafie
So,
3
in
ustęp 2
section 3, paragraph 2,
litera I,
letter E,
jeśli chodzi o średni kurs
in
akcji
terms
spółki na
of the
zamknięcie
average
sesji
price
handlowej
of
wyzywa
shares at the end of the quotations of the Warsaw Stock Exchange of the 30 days before the ordinary general meeting, it is 390 zlotys, 59 groszy, unless I'm mistaken. But the average price of shares at the end of the quotations of the Warsaw Stock Exchange of the 30 days of sessions before today's general meeting and the adoption of this resolution minus the discount of the 5% to realize the objectives of the resolution, it is 370 zloty 6 groszy, and these are the basic prices for the entitlement. I think there is a mistake. Let's make a break. I have other values. Yes, the difference is more than 5%, so there must be something wrong. I think that we have some typo, and 5% of discount of the share price is not 317 but 371, not 317 but 371. The groszy amount is the same, it's 0.6. So both basic prices. The first basic price is, in case of fulfilling the objective of item 5.2 of the resolution, 390.59, and the basic price of the entitlement for fulfilling the objectives of 5.1 is 371.6 PLN, and this is the content of the resolution we are going to vote on, unless there are some other motions to proceed otherwise. Yes, a question that was not asked to the microphone, therefore it cannot be translated. Answer. I am now telling you what the paragraph is, what the section is. It's section 3, paragraph 2, and this is tiret 1.1. So, according to the resolution, they were supposed to be calculated according to 30 years of sessions of the stock exchange, and we have calculated this yesterday. So basically, the mechanism was already added, and we simply now put the figures to the mechanism that was already specified in the resolution. Okay, so if there are no more questions or requests, I think we can open the vote. So please cast your votes now.
Bardzo dziękuję. Ogółem oddano
Very much 63,614,500 valid votes were cast. For 41,478,569. Against 6,926,460. And we have 15,209,471 abstaining votes. And hereby the resolution has been adopted. Thank you for this. Now, going on to the next resolution concerning the implementation of the incentive program by issue of subscription warrants. This is resolution number 23. Concerning issue of subscription warrants in conjunction with implementation of the program with exclusion of subscription rights, and for existing shareholders entitling holders to claim Series N shares the corresponding conditional increase in the company share capital through issues of Series N shares with exclusion of subscription rights for existing shareholders submitting an application concerning admission of Series N shares to trading on the regulated market of the Warsaw Stock Exchange. And we here will require a majority of 4/5 of the votes, 4/5. So please tell us when we see the results on the screen if the majority was reached, if the resolution according to the proposal of the management board was or was not adopted. So please cast your vote now. Resolution, we also, as in the previous one, complete the prices being respectively 390.59 PLN and 371.6 PLN, and this is added in paragraph 5, section 3 of the resolution we are now voting on. And in section 3.6 we are mentioning a deadline The date being the date of adoption of this resolution today, 28 July 2020, and this is mentioned as the date for exercising rights resulting from subscription warrants. And this is the exact content of the resolution we are now voting on. Thank you very much. A total of 63,614,500 valid votes were cast for 46,473,693 votes against 17,133,824. Abstaining votes 6,983. Since we have 73% of the votes for the resolution, this means present today at this GMS, the resolution was not adopted.
Gentlemen, we therefore have a program which cannot be implemented. We know that the objectives of the program were interesting to the shareholders. That said that they were very much in favor of the program itself, but some technical aspects of the program which were the same as in the case of the previous programs, but still certain technical aspects of the program raised certain doubts. Which means that we'll try to correct it. We will stay in touch. Please do not hesitate to contact us. We will try to correct the program as soon as possible so that it is approved in the future, so that these subscription warrants are issued, because without this vote, without this approval, we cannot implement the program. We don't have any other tool in the Polish legislation apart from subscription warrants where we could buy out all the shares for the implementation of the program, but that's not the method that we would like to opt for. This would mean that we would have to buy out 4 million shares without knowing the future price. That is an option that we do not want to apply. We don't know the future price. We cannot buy out the shares now because we cannot hold these shares for a few years' time. According to the Polish legislation, we can keep them for no longer than 1 year, which means that we will have to vote this resolution again on the issuance of the warrants in order to implement the program, but after corrections which will make more shareholders vote in favor of the program. Thank you. Thank you very much. And we're now moving on to the final resolution on today's agenda. And this is a technical resolution on the dissolution of reserve capital created to finance the buyback of own shares We're talking about the dissolution of reserve capital created following a resolution 22 of the 8th of May 2020, and the amount of 548,926.5 zlotys remains. This is the amount that we're talking about, so please cast your votes now.
Bardzo dziękuję. Uchwała została podjęta za uchwałą.
Very much. The resolution has been adopted. A total of 63,614,500 valid votes were cast, all of them in favour. Thank you very much. We have thus completed today's general meeting of shareholders, and I close the meeting. Thank you for your presence here. Thank you. And do not hesitate to contact the company. As I said, we will be trying to vote again on the issuance of warrants, which will make it possible to implement the program. Let me remind you that this is the third program, and the first two were very successful, which means that it is worth trying. Well, I'm talking as a shareholder now. It's worth implementing the third program, and we'll try to make it as successful as the previous ones. Thank you.